Gavin Newsom scrambles to boost gas production after making California uninvestable for oil companies. I mean, excuse me, what would you expect? What would you expect? You demonize oil and gas, you overregulate them and expect them to stay in your state. I mean, that's liberal logic for you. That's liberal logic for you right there in a nutshell. It makes absolutely no sense. It's kind of like what the Democrat Party has done to men. They demonize men, they call them toxic, and then they turn around and wonder why why men flee the Democratic Party, and then they have to spend millions upon millions of dollars to try to figure out why and try to bring them back. Like it's crazy. Gavin Newsom has done the same thing when it comes to oil companies in California. So we're going to talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account. So follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Free Beacon, and they report that California Governor Gavin Newsom, who spent years pushing a climate change agenda that one oil executive said made California uninvestable, is now seeking to shore up the state's gasoline production as two major refineries are set to shut down and drive fuel prices even higher. They're already tax people for gas. They taxing people, and the gas prices in California are some of the highest in the country because of those taxes. And now they regulated oil companies right on out of their state. It's crazy. Newsom has been working to keep California refineries solvent and weighted incentives to increase in-state oil drilling since the Phillips 66 company last year announced it would shut its Los Angeles area refinery, and Valero Energy followed suit with its Bay Area refinery, according to a Politico report Monday. Together, the two refineries account for around a fifth of California's gasoline refining capacity. The governor has gone so far that his office has started to circulate a draft bill that would allow more drilling in oil-rich Kearney County, an effort that environmental justice groups have fought for years, Politico reported. So now he's backtracking. We tried to warn them about these crazy policies and listening to these nut job environmentalists, and they wouldn't listen, and now they have to go in and basically beg these refineries to come and drill in places. But why would you trust that? Why would you trust that after Gavin Newsom leaves office, another crazy leftist is going to take over California, and then they'll be right back where they started at? So what would you gain to invest in California, especially the oil industry? Newsom's effort marked a sharp departure from his year-long campaign to vilify oil companies and phase out fossil fuels. The governor, who in October accused the oil industry of screwing ordinary Californians for years, have repeatedly advocated for policies aimed at reducing gas demand and supply. He has also banned fracking and spearheaded a lawsuit to hold major oil companies liable for so-called climate change demands, damages, and legislation to consider a cap on oil industry profits, according to Politico. Now, again, what company will want to go deal with that mess? But the only reason why he's doing this now is because he know the gas in California is about to go up dramatically, and he's going to be running for president in 2028. He's trying to pretend like he's some moderate now all of a sudden. But Chevron executive and Andy Waltz told Politico that California under Newsom's leadership has been uninvestable for companies like his, and that a refinery shutdown had been a long time coming. Quote, "I don't think Californian officials believed the industry was in trouble," Waltz said. "I think they misread what was really going on, and it took some real action by some competitors to get them woken up." No, they just weren't listening because they're pushing this ideology of climate change and oil companies bad. So even if you had the data, you had the statistics, you showed them these things, they would ignore it anyway because it was contrary to what they wanted to believe. Newsom's proposal to boost oil drilling is, quote, recognition that there's a problem, Waltz added. At the national level, meanwhile, the Trump administration has rolled back Biden-era climate policies, revoking the electric vehicle mandate and halting offshore wind leases. The administration in late June announced the Gulf of America oil and gas lease sale that would span roughly 80 million acres, an area larger than the United Kingdom. Wow, we are not playing with this with our oil and gas. Federally, I should say. But State Senator Henry Stern, a longtime opponent of expanding oil drilling, is another Democrat who has apparently had a change of heart. Quote, Kern County should be unleashed, and I'm there, Stern told Republican colleagues in April. Don't send that to the White House, please. Why would he say that? I don't get that. I don't understand that. Why? Because you're afraid that you're going to make Trump look good? Is that what it is? But everything we've been saying about oil and gas and about California and their leftist policies. See what happened when they have to live with the policies they actually are for. And imagine someone like him. I mean, he's pretending to be a moderate. We know he's not really a moderate. Imagine Gavin Newsom actually getting in the White House and how he would try to make the United States just like California. It would be the end of the United States as we know it. And we would need another Trump to come in, another Trump type figure to come in and clean things up like Trump is doing right now. Federally, it would be a disaster. Hopefully that would never ever happen. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.